I shot a MacBook video was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was post-pandemic, I was in quarantine. I talked about the then new 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 Pro. In that video I said, the word Pro in the MacBook lineup has a little more weight. Turns out it was a lot more weight. I've used that MacBook for years, until now. Good day, you beautiful people. I've had the 2025 14-inch MacBook Pro powered by the M5 chip for a little over a month now. And here's my experience with the new MacBook so far as a content creator and a girly on the go. Before anything else though, let's rewind to the unboxing. I have here is a silver, and there's also a space black version if you want that type of vibe. This laptop is still sleek, it's durable, and just so you know, I rock my laptop sans case. I don't really baby them, and I bring them to a lot of places. I just chuck it in my bag. After a month's use, this laptop still looks pristine. So did my last MacBook after years, so that's a testament to how these MacBooks age. And for the most part, it does look and feel like my last MacBook. See the big difference when you open this laptop to use it. That nano screen coating looks good. It really does make a difference when it comes to glare. You can clearly see the glare on the frames behind the laptop. Meantime, look at that screen. Even side by side with my old MacBook screen, the difference is, well, glaring. For someone who moves around a lot and works remotely a lot, for someone who likes working outdoors in a cafe, working on vacation by the beach, this feature is something I'm definitely liking. Now, one of my favorite features on this laptop would be shortcuts. It's easier to show you. For example, I created a shortcut for my work mode when I want to start writing and I want to focus. I just type in my keyword on Spotlight, and automatically I've set the laptop to be in focus mode. My Slack and my Notes app open, and my MacBook opens my Google Docs. Now, this is just one of the shortcuts I've been using. Possibilities here are endless, and you can make these shortcuts even more and more complicated. Stay tuned because I'm still learning about what I can do with this. And also, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you can most definitely push this function. You can create shortcuts even with your iPhone. Think about the possibilities. So I have the 32 gig 1 terabyte version running on Mac OS Tahoe, and anything I've ever really needed to do with this laptop, it's been able to handle. I multitask a lot. It's a flaw at this point. And I also never close programs or clean out my tabs. This MacBook has been able to handle that. I edit on Final Cut, and it's been able to do well with what I throw it, whether it be my shorts or my YouTube videos, or even editing open gate footage. It's all been good. Now, that M5 chip on this new laptop is built to handle AI. I've seen this laptop upscale video using AI, and it was quite impressive, though I haven't really needed to do that in the last month. I do, however, have Misty AI running on this on device, and it's been pretty useful with research and script making and just in general organizing my info. Like, you can feed this program PDFs or documents and it'll be able to answer any questions you might have based on that material. Again, on device. I imagine this capability will be useful for like students. When I was in law school, this is something I would have wished to have studying those long cases. And finally, I actually remember once upon a time the argument against MacBooks were that you can't really game on them. Like, once upon a time, you'd know a gamer by their laptops, those bigger, bulkier, noisy things. These days though, we get games on MacBooks now. No, I'm no gamer, but I took one for the team and started playing so I can show you for science. I was pleased to find Katamari on here. This was the game I grew up playing. Again, everything played seamlessly. I also played this really pretty game called Assemble with Care, and that was a treat with the visuals on the screen and the awesome speakers on this Mac. And finally, we have AAA games available on the MacBook now, like Cyberpunk 77, which I played for you guys. Now, I gotta admit, this game was a little too dark and grungy for my taste. I like cute things like Assemble with Care and Katamari. But despite that, it was quite impressive having so much detail on the screen despite the whole thing being, well, a dark, literally, game. Cyberpunk was like intense. But yeah, everything was smooth. Graphics looked amazing. Despite me being lost for like most of the time I tried to play this game. All in all, with this whole month I've had using the MacBook Pro powered by the M5 chip, using it for, well, everything I do, I'd say it's powerful enough for work, for editing, and probably even more. It has the same things I've loved and found very, very reliable on my old MacBook, plus, again, more. If you're a creator like me and you're looking to upgrade from an older M1 powered device, just like I did from the M1 Pro, I think this laptop is a good way to future-proof your content creation process. I'd say go for it. This laptop just gives you so much more power. Let's see if this lasts me the next 5 years. That's it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. All other details I'll have in the description box below. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's IsaDoes_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Till next time.